Now, going back to what you were saying about feeling anxious and worried about what might happen,
Yeah.
did you feel you had enough support around? And if so, where did the support come from for you?
I have to be honest, friends were amazing.
Yeah.
I got the support from friends. And then one day the collateral nurse phoned me about something, saying you're going to go have some tests. And I said, oh, I'm glad you phoned, because I feel like I don't have a point of calling a phone number. So she's now given me a phone number, and I said, well, I won't bother you.
Yes.
But she said, oh no, always phone if you're ever worried.
So that was the colorectal nurse specialist
Yeah.
who gave you her contact details, so
Yeah.
you could have that in the background if you were worried or anxious about anything.
And that ticked all the boxes for me. That there was that phone. I mean, I've never phoned her.
No.
But she said, Lesley, you'll be in the loop now for the next 5 years. You won't see the back of us. You'll go for blood tests and colonoscopies. And she said, we monitor you, which is what I wanted. I mean, they can monitor me now forever. In a way, that's a good thing.
And did they live up to that? Did they start monitoring you with some regularity?
Yeah, I've had a colonoscopy. I've got to go for a blood test next week. Check for anything.
Now, this is interesting, because are you one of those people that prefers to be monitored and then you reassured by it?
Yes.
Rather than just being anxious that it's coming up every time?
Yeah. It doesn't worry me one bit.
Really?
I'd rather
You'd rather go and get the measure and test of what's going on in your body?
Yeah. I mean, my attitude is there could be people out there who don't know. I mean, I didn't have any outward, so apart from the feeling tired and the anemia.
Yes.
I'd rather know. They can monitor me now for the next however long, next 10 years.
So it's good to hear that you're managing that monitoring regime very well emotionally. You know, it's not causing you undue distress.
No. Personally, it suits me, that does. I'd rather them monitor me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not every week, but every, I think it's 2 years now before the next colonoscopy.
Yeah, it's very, very periodic, basically. Did you meet any other cancer patients during this time that was somebody you found valuable or you kept in touch with?
No, because I had the chemotherapy, and you'd sit with various people, and you do make friends because you're in the same boat, aren't you? But then when I had the tablets, obviously I was at home. It was quite a solitary procedure. I have met somebody at dance class who has just come back, and we found out that we both had cancer, and it was nice to talk to her. I probably went back a bit early. I went back about 7 months after the surgery, initial surgery. She waited about 15 months, but I couldn't wait. Typical me. I had to go back and see how I got on.
Do you think there's a role, though, for meeting more patients or having that, they call it peer support?
I think so. I wasn't really given any information on that.
It's generally a new thing that's developing in some centres, but the organisation of peer support is very patchy. But there may be sources of help on the internet or, through local groups. And did you look into those at all?
No, it's only now that I've got confidence back, that I feel like I can do that now, and I will have a look. But at the hospital, when you leave, there was no initial, perhaps later on. They were all amazing, don't get me wrong, but there was no. But I should imagine a lot of people, once they've survived cancer, it's individual, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't want anything. I want to move on now. But it is nice to have a talk with people friends are good. They've been amazing, and family, but they don't really understand what you've been through. But in my case, it was like getting through a day of not mentioning the C word.
Really?
Not thinking or saying, I'd think, oh, that's it. It's been a few days now, and not really thought about.
Yes, it's a marker of success. How much you can allow yourself to be thinking about other things and not thinking about or worrying about cancer.
Yeah.
If you're worried about cancer a lot, those kind of intrusive thoughts, if they're happening many times a day, generally people feel that's too much. You know, they're often at the early stage.
Yes.
But generally, those intrusive thoughts will get less and less with time. And then you find yourself thinking, oh, I haven't thought about cancer in a while. And then it's sometimes a reminder in the news or TV, you know, where you see it. And then it brings back that memory.
Yes. Now, I have to be honest now, in the early days, it was there. I mean, you can't go through something, and you'd be lying if you didn't say you didn't think about it. But to be honest, as the weeks have gone on, it's fading into the background.
Yes.
Now, and I'm getting on with my life.
Excellent.